So we use kilo boxes, so they're slightly larger than the Apiaries. So you've got a sliding bottom to it. There's your entrance. And you've got a little plastic for the lid. That's your feeder. So we put fondant in here. Put a bit of wood wool because the bees can tend to stick in there. And it just gives them something for when we put liquid feed later. We've already got a little bit of wood wool, so it takes a little bit of work out of doing the job. We have hundreds and hundreds of these little bars to do for the season. We've got over 300 boxes of mini nucs. So we melt our wax strips. So these are from putting our bigger wax foundation into the frames for the honey hives. So any offcuts, we cut them down and we use those in our mini nucs. So that's quite a time consuming job to get those in there and to have them just fixed.
Melt a bit of beeswax in and drop it in. Is that how you do it?
Well, actually melt a pan, a bain-marie, so you got water in the bottom,
yeah,
and it melts your wax at the top, and then I dip my wax strip into the melted wax, and then straight into the bar.
That's the secret.
That's how we do it. If anyone's got a better method, please tell me, because it's very time consuming. But anyway, to make sure it's sturdy and it stays in place, otherwise you get some very creative wax foundation forming in your mini nuc. And so then from that we need to shake some bees, and then we turn the boxes upside down on the truck, open the sliding door at the bottom, and then we'll be tipping some bees into here.
Right there, let's do that and find out how they look after the bees in the Apiary before it goes out to site. A lot of mini Apiaries.
Yep. The meadows for the sound, so it's not very small. So yes.
The naughty van is good off-road. Now, to show you the full scale of the business, we're going to shake some bees into the mini Apiary. So you guys wanting to start queen rearing, you can see how it's done. So from what I understand, we're going to shake bees from supers into the mini Apiaries. And what happens then? So if you put bees in these Apiaries, do we just put them straight out on the stand, or what's the score? How does it work?
No, so we'll shake into these kilos, and then we'll take them back home, and they'll go into a barn, any kind of dark, a building that you can make dark. It can be your shed, and then we introduce the queen, and they'll stay. So then that becomes a new mini colony, and they'll stay in the dark for 3 to 4 days, and then we bring them back out to the field, and they'll go on the stands and start working.
So the queen you put in, is she mated or is she a virgin?
She's a virgin.
So that's how all of these mini Apiaries are started, basically. A couple of bees, virgin queen, they go in the dark for a few days, they come back out here, that queen mates.
Yeah.
From that point on then, you sell that queen, she's now mated.
Yeah.
Do you put virgin queens back in these mini Apiaries, or do you put the cells in?
We come out and we resell everything, and then we check to make sure that they've emerged from their cells, and then the whole process continues.
One thing I don't know, like you just said, there's over 300 mini nucs on this site, really impressive. How many queens in a season will one Apiary successfully make or mate then? 3
or 4 is an average kind of production rate.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
It's a lot of work to keep on top of it, and people think that because they're small boxes that it's going to be quite easy to manage, but it's the same kind of management as going into a full-size hive in some respects, because it's very dependent upon the weather. If it goes really cold and they're not able to get out and it's raining, then you've got to make sure they've got feed. You've got to make sure that they're not overfilling with brood and that they've got space for the queen to lay, otherwise it'll just swarm like any hive.
Yeah.
And so you think you've got queens in boxes, and then one minute you cannot have queens in boxes.
So once you put the queen cell in the mini Apiary, what's the time span then between you checking to see if the queen's mated and what's the time span then once she's mated? How long before you can sell that queen?
Okay, so we'll check after 2 weeks of introducing that cell, make sure that she's flown and mated and she's laying, and then we'll wait a further, it can be another 2 weeks in total, so it's a 4-week process, so that we can see that she's laying nicely and it's cat brood and it's all nice and even, and that we've got a lot of worker bees in there, and that she's not a drone layer.
And then you take the queen out, put it in a cage, maybe send it to me, wherever it goes. Do you put a cell in straight away then, or within the next few days?
Yeah.
Is that how quick it turns around?
With cells, you can put them in straight away.
And say, like in beekeeping, you know my channel, things go wrong all the time, and I'm sure not everything gets mated every time. If you go back in 2 weeks' time, and there's still no eggs there, when's the cut-off point? You go, you know what, too much time has gone, we'll get rid of this one and we'll put a new cell in. Is there a time span to how much time you let the queen mate?
Yeah, we'd give it a maximum of 3 weeks from introducing that cell, because if she has flown and mated, it's probably not likely that she's mated well. If we're waiting and waiting, and you know, it means she's probably not going to be a good queen, so we would just get rid of her, unfortunately. But it's part of the process.
That happens with me. Not every nuke I make is successful, and the queens I buy in, not everyone is successful. We're farming, we're dealing with nature, we're dealing with livestock, whether you're doing sheep, cows, pigs, bees, things like that happen, you know.
Yeah.
And that's just the natural mortality rate, I suppose. It's natural survival, isn't it?
That's right. And so we want it to look the optimum that it can be as it's going out to the customer.
Let's see how they set up an Apiary, so you guys at home can learn as much as me. So Ross is just opening up the hive now. We're going to take some bees from the super. I'm guessing the water, you shake the frame in here now and spray a bit of water on them.
If they need it, yeah. We're going to be taking from the supers, so that means there'll be no drones in these bees. We just want the worker bees. So they'll have a little bit of honey on them, which might make them just stay in the box. But if they were particularly flighty, I'd give them, some flyers will go back anyway, but a little bit of a spray of water, nothing too much, just keeps them in the box and it just keeps them calm.
And is that just water, or is there a bit of sugar in there as well?
No, just water, plain water, and just a small little spray.
These Langstroth boxes are nice, partly pre-wired frames like the ones we sell, or very similar. Now I just asked, is this a special box? It's actually some kind of New Zealand nuke. So it's not a special shaker box, but it does the job just nice. Very nice docile bees. You see the honey coming off, a bit of a flow on.
Okay. Are we going to call it that?
That's it.
Yep. So we normally shake from 3 boxes, but just for the purpose to show you how we put the bees into a mini nuc, we've just taken from 1 today. So you need to shake from 3 hives so that when they mingle together they won't fight.
I get you. It's the same when you do a nuke. Say you do a 3-frame split, you can take a frame from each, they don't fight, you can drop the queen in straight because nobody knows each other basically.
That's it.
So it's the same theory here.
Same principle. So we get a cup.
Is that a special Swainty or Carl Fritz Thomas cup? Or?
Good old-fashioned Woolworths back in the day, left over from a picnic hamper. So it's a 500ml cup to the top. So we fill 300 to 400. I like to go just a bit over 400 because the kilos are bigger. So we'll...
yeah, these are definitely bigger than the Apiaries or the swine bees.
Yeah. And so Roz is just giving them a little spray of water. It just keeps them together. And then I'll just Just gently, just fill the cup like that.
Not hurting the bees
That's
at all.
about how much that I put in.
There we go, and you just put...
Not harming them.
Just pour it in then, is it?
And then in they go, and close the lid.
And that's it. And
that's
the fondant's still in this from before?
Yeah, from the food.
Yeah.
It's from, it's in the feeder. So it's just in there like that. So they've got the bars and they've got the fondant there. When they've eaten all the fondant and they're in the field, we'll fill that with some syrup.
Wow.
Particularly if the weather's bad.
See, it's easy when you know how, isn't it?
Yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah. Tell you what, I am learning just as much as you guys watching.
And then when we take these back home, the queen will just, in this hole here.
Ah, yeah, just run the virgin in by there then.
Yeah, run her in there and they'll be happy to see her. So they'll just sit in the dark for 3 to 4 days.
Well, there we go. That's how you set up an apiary or a mini box ready for queen rearing. Nothing to it. And you know, just like a pallet system, you know, this is how I keep my nukes. This entrance is pointing this way, that door that way, that door that way, and if you wanted a fourth one, you got that one that way. And the colours, do you think that's important? Because you got different colour codes about the place. Is that important factor, or can they all be the same colour?
Well, certainly when we've got so many, effectively over 300 colonies of bees in the same field, we need the queens to find the way back when they're out on their mating flights to their hives. So anything we can do to enhance that is a good thing. Colours and mixed colours of hives is one thing that we do so that the queen would recognise the particular colour, but orientation as well. So as well as the hives being compass points on the stand, all our stands are at different angles. We don't have long, straight, neat rows. They're randomly placed and randomly configured in terms of which way those stands face.
Right, let's see inside one. Hopefully lay in. All those eggs. Okay, let's take a look at another frame. Well, I've got the colour pollen in there. Honey on the top, eggs in the middle, pollen. Same there. Lovely. Lovely temperament to these bees too. Oh, nice seal brood. So is this the kind of, what the type of typical frame you're looking for basically? Bit of honey on the top. And that's what I like about the Danish bees is everybody loves to see a frame top to bottom with brood. I like to see the honey band round the frame. I think those bees survive in the UK a lot better, especially the kind of springs we have, you know, where starvation is becoming a problem. Bees that do that don't tend to starve out so easy. No queen yet?
No, not seen the queen yet.
So that's the cell. So the cell was just put in like that. I was thinking that the cell just sat in the plastic hole in the top.
You can do, but
there she is.
First put it actually in the frame.
Wow, look at that! What a beauty! What a beauty! Now that's the colour markings I like on a Buckfast. I like to see the black in them, not just a golden bullet. I like to see that pattern in them. She's a lovely queen. Look at that. There we go, freshly mated border honey queen. Whoever gets that queen is going to be lucky. There you go, so that's ready to be picked and shipped and sold, is it?
Yeah, so that'll be going out this week.
Once you pick the queen or Ross, then obviously that nuke will be queenless.
Yeah.
How do you know when you come back here that needs a queen? Do you write on the lid or?
So we'll just put a tick next to it to say that we've took her and cross out the date and what she was. So then we know it's now queenless. So we'll come back to that and pop a cell in.
There you go, pick the queen up, lovely.
The queen.
You've obviously done that before a few times.
Hundreds. Okay, so we're going to get some of the younger bees off the frames from the hive that she's been in.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it like that. You can prepare your cages at home. We'd like to do it in the field, but they have been very propolis. Had a lot of propolis on the frame, so it's made it a bit slower. So we have made some cages at home, but you can do either. It really doesn't matter. So I'm going to mark her now.
Yeah.
I like to work away from where we've taken the queen from and try and stay away from the bees, and then just make sure my pen's nice. Perfect.
There we go. And is that the special pen you're using?
Well, it is an oil-based. I think it's an oil-based.
Edding. There you go. Because I know if I don't say that, there'll be comments. What pen did they use? So I foresaw that question.
Yeah.
There
So
we
we've
go.
gone for a light green.
Marked perfect. Ready to go in the cage.
So we're looking for the younger bees, a bit more fluffy, and we normally use about 8 to 10 in a cage. So there you are. So that's got 8 worker bees in it now. So that's all ready for the queen.
And here's the queen, ready to go in with her attendants.
Paint has dried up nice
Paint
now.
should be dry by now. It's been a couple of minutes.
Here's where it can all go wrong.
And in she goes. Whoa, nearly. It's you saying that, Grim.
The pressure of YouTube.
And then I'll just wait for them to get their legs out the way and then close it up.
There we go. And is that a special kind of fondant you've put in there, or is it just basic bee fondant?
It's just a basic bee fondant.